Hey, hello, everyone. So, this recording is going to review the essay that's going to be due this Friday on writing editing your peers' paper. Okay. Just to let you know from the beginning, this is going to come in different parts. So, it's going to come in potentially one, two, three, like 4 or 5 parts. And I'm going to try to keep the videos within like a 20-minute time frame. Okay. Because if I did it in one single video, it would just be too cumbersome and burdensome just to listen to it and go through the video as you're writing out your essay that's due later this week. Okay. So first I'm going to start with the introduction. Okay. So the prompt is to help you organize the peer editing essay. You are to submit a single essay. Following this handout will help you organize this essay. There is no better way to learn than to go through the editing and revision process to identify areas where the writing becomes challenging. One of the most important steps of the writing process is editing because it allows you to review what you have written and evaluate what you wrote. When people think of writing, many may think of it as a mystery. Writing is not a mystery. Writing is not a mystery because it depends on knowing and understanding what you want to convey to your reader. Good writing takes time, dedication, and a clear plan of how and what you want to say about your particular topic. When the mystery of writing is made clear, it may allow young writers to learn to take solid steps when they begin to write. Because if mystery is associated with writing, it's essential to develop positive writing skills. And I'm actually going to talk about this more in actually about in a week or about 1 or 2 more weeks before we start going into the research proposal that you're going to do for the course. Okay. Writing is not about luck or wishful thinking. Writing, as Richard Paul and Linda Elder have explained, is how clear writing indicates clear thinking. If your topic or idea is clear, you can write it. Okay. Writing is not all the same. Writing serves different purposes. You can inform a reader on a controversial topic. You can write an essay for a course you enrolled in. You can persuade a reader to consider and maybe adopt your position on any issue. You can write a letter to a family member or friend. You can write an email or a text message. I am suggesting that there is no such thing as the right way to write. If there is one way to write, it would be clearly to convey your ideas to someone effectively. And this is coming from Howard Becker, 2020. And I've mentioned Howard Becker maybe like 2 or 3 modules ago. Okay. I borrow from Howard Becker to unpack the idea of the right way to writing. Going to school, you have been socialized to accept and think of problems in a specific type of structure. What is the structure? The structure is identify the problem. Is the source of the problem known? Who are the individuals who have written about the problem? How had prior writers dealt with the problem? Different types of problems require different approaches to solve them. When you think of when you think there is a single way to do things, it may limit your perspective on being open to alternative ways to approach problems. If you have if you have the same understanding of writing, there is no one right way to write. Okay. If there's no one right way to address a problem, then wouldn't it be logical to have a similar perspective on writing? Think about writing in a university setting. You are asked to write in English, philosophy, political science, and sociology courses. These courses the same? No. None of these courses are the same, so each discipline approaches a specific focus differently. Understanding the differences among the courses students take at the university, it would stand to think that writing is different from writing in English and comparing it to a sociology course. Writing an essay for a number of courses requires different ways of how a student writes. Writing a literary critique for a sociology course would not meet the standard of how each discipline understands in writing style, which, of course, is defined by the discipline's practitioners and university hierarchy. And this is sort of why I was stressing about like 2 weeks ago the idea of socialization and how that relates to language and thinking, because you are deeply involved in this process all the way up into your neck. All right. So I'm trying to make sure that you understand what this process and structure is influencing you to try to adapt to and be able to carry on forward as you continue your tenureship at Dominguez Hills or any other university that if you pursue like a graduate level degree. Okay. And then I'm just going to read the last, sorry, the last paragraph. Okay. Sorry. Although there may not be a right way to write, the one thing you want to accomplish it is to make yourself understood. It does not matter if you are writing an essay for a course you're enrolled in or writing an essay to inform or persuade a reader. Your one thing is to make yourself understood. When you start to work on a topic, your approach will be defined by the type of question and issue you want to address. I hope that this has provided further context about writing in a university setting. Right. Because as we start getting more deeper into the readings and really looking closely at how we go about writing within the discipline of sociology, this is what I'm trying to stress and have you think when you write a paper for like the discipline of sociology, you have to be aware to not use other disciplines writing styles or perspectives in the context of sociology. And I know this might seem kind of not awkward, but anal retentive, right? Or just sort of protecting the borders of sociology, which I'm not necessarily doing that. I just want to make sure that you understand that the way sociology is right is a very particular way as compared to English, political science, philosophy, and so on. Okay. So I'm going to stop the video now. And then I'm just going to go over the instructions on essay instruction.